Hello, third grade, and welcome to lesson 13-8. In this lesson, we're going to focus on constructing arguments. So what that means is you are defending your answer. You're explaining why your answer is correct and finding different strategies to use so that you can do that. Let's go ahead and watch our short lesson video, and then we can jump into our notes and our guided practice together.
How can you construct arguments? Think about this question during the lesson. Clara and Anna are making rugs. The rugs will be the same size. Clara has finished 3/4 of her rug. Anna has finished 3/8 of her rug. Who has finished more of her rug? Conjecture. Clara has finished a greater portion of her rug than Anna. A conjecture is a statement that you think is true. It needs to be proved. Let's look at the problem again. Clara has finished 3/4 of her rug. Anna has finished 3/8 of her rug. Who has finished more of her rug? What information is given? What do you need to do? You are given that Clara has finished 3/4 of her rug. Anna has finished 3/8 of a rug of the same size. You need to construct an argument to justify the conjecture that Clara has finished a greater part of her rug than Anna has. Think, how can I explain why my conjecture is correct? I need to construct an argument to justify my conjecture. Think, how can I construct an argument? I can use numbers, objects, drawings, or actions to correctly explain my thinking. Make sure my explanation is simple, complete, and easy to understand. Why are 2 number lines a good drawing to justify the conjecture? The number lines can be placed one above the other, showing whether the fractions are or are not equal or equivalent.
The number lines can also show if one fraction is greater than the other.
Here's my thinking. I will use drawings and numbers to explain my thinking. Which point represents 3/4?
Select your answer.
The number lines represent the same whole. 1 is divided into fourths, so this point is 3/4. 1 is divided into eighths. The number lines show that 3 of the fourths is greater than 3 of the eighths. So 3/4 is greater than 3/8. The conjecture is correct. Now you know how you can construct arguments.
All right, let's go ahead and get into our notes and our guided practice together. Now, in order to construct an argument or to be able to defend your answer, you need to do a few things. You can use numbers, objects, drawings, or actions to explain your thinking. You can make sure that when you're explaining it, that you're giving a complete explanation and that your explanation is easy to understand. You don't want it to be too complicated. You want to try and make it as simple as possible to show why you're correct. Lindsay and Matt are running in a 1-mile race. They both run the same distance. Write a fraction to show how far Lindsay could have run. Write another equation or another fraction to show how far Matt could have run. Construct a math argument to support your conjecture. So for example, here I decided to put in that Lindsay ran half of a mile. So I want to find an equivalent fraction. So if they both ran the same distance, I need to find an equivalent fraction to 1/2. Now I know that 1/2 is equal to 2/4. They both show the same part of the whole mile. Now I can show this using fraction strips. So this is going to be part of the way that I'm constructing my argument to defend my answer. So I showed that my 1/2 is the same part of my whole as my 2/4. So 1/2 is equal to 2/4. I can also show that they're equivalent using number lines. Now I drew two number lines over here stacked on top of each other. They both show the same size whole. My first number line is broken into 4 equal parts. My second number line is broken into 2 equal parts. And here you can see right away that the 1/2 and the 2/4 are equivalent because they show the same amount of distance traveled on that number line. Now our next example says Odell and Tamara paint 2 walls with the same dimension. So their walls are the same size. Odell paints 1/6 of a wall and Tamara paints 1/3 of the other wall. So the conjecture, what they think is happening or their guess says that Odell paints less than Tamara. So we're going to draw it out. We're going to use pictures and diagrams to help support our answer. So here is Odell's wall and here's Tamara's wall. Odell's is broken up into 6 equal parts because we know that she painted 1/6. So since that has a denominator of 6, it tells us it has 6 equal parts. So I cut it into 6 equal parts and I filled in 1/6. For Tamara's, we can see that she painted 1/3. So I broke hers into thirds, 3 equal parts, and colored in 1/3. So I'm going to use the diagram to justify or prove my answer or my conjecture. So here I can see Odell's piece is smaller than Tamara's piece because it shows less of the same size whole. So here, her painted part is much less than Tamara's painted part. Let's jump into our guided practice. Paul and Anna were eating burritos and they were the same size. So their burritos were both the same size. Paul ate 2/6 of his burrito and Anna ate 2/3 of her burrito. Now the conjecture here is that Paul and Anna ate the same amount. So we have to figure out what's going on. How can we prove it or disprove it? So first we're going to draw a diagram to help justify the conjecture. So we have the same size whole. One of them is cut into 6 equal parts and one of them is cut into 3 equal parts. So Paul ate 2/6, so we colored in 2 of the 1/6 size pieces. Anna ate 2/3, so 2 of the 1/3 size pieces are colored in here. For number 2, it says, is the conjecture correct? Construct an argument to justify your answer. So I can see right away here that the conjecture is not correct because 2/6 is less than 2/3. 1/6 size pieces are smaller than 1/3 size pieces. So 2 of my 1/6 size pieces is going to be a lot smaller than 2 of my 1/3 size pieces. Therefore, the conjecture is incorrect. It's not true. All right, that takes us to the end of this lesson. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.